Hello, this is Bill English. I would like to invite you to consider attending the 2013 Best Practices Conference for SharePoint to be held in Minneapolis, Minnesota, May 15th through 17th of this year. This is a peer-sharing conference for the business leaders and stakeholders who are responsible for SharePoint's success within their environment. We believe that by listening to other customers who have successfully implemented SharePoint or who have figured out ways to overcome some of the thorny problems that SharePoint implementations sometimes represent, that you are going to be able to discover your own best practices and have an opportunity to extend and refine and perhaps mature the best practices that help support your own SharePoint implementation. By doing this, you'll gain better ROI on your current SharePoint investments. You'll get better alignment between your SharePoint deployment and your business requirements. You'll be able to get ready for the future, which is SharePoint 2013, and you'll be given an incredible opportunity to network with your peers and hand-picked vendors that know how to speak to the business drivers that oftentimes hinder a SharePoint deployment. One of the unique aspects of this conference is that most of the 36 speaking slots will be filled with customers who have implemented SharePoint. You won't see very many consultants, independent software vendors, MVPs, trainers, people like me, quite frankly. You won't see very many people like me speaking at the conference. Instead, you'll be hearing directly from the customers themselves, people who live in the trenches every day trying to make sure that SharePoint supports the business drivers and the business goals of the organization. Our speakers are coming from a wide mix of different types of organizations, Fortune 500, small and medium-sized businesses, for-profit, non-profit. Some of them are state agencies, and some of them are, you'll hardly have ever heard of them, and others you will know who they are right away. And these are just some of the folks who are coming to speak at the 2013 SharePoint Best Practices Conference. Each of the sessions will take a particular focus, and some may bridge various topic domains, but we're really focused in this conference on the who, the what, and the why. We are not focused on the how. So you will hear sessions that deal with business process management in SharePoint, enterprise content management in SharePoint, governance, risk, and compliance, and how maybe some unique compliance demands have impacted a particular SharePoint deployment. We'll focus on user adoption issues surrounding a SharePoint deployment. This conference is 100% focused on the business drivers and the business issues that both hinder a SharePoint deployment, that give rise to selecting SharePoint as a platform, and really focuses on how the business can leverage SharePoint better within your environment. In each of the sessions, you can expect at least 3 best practices will be given, at least 1 unintended consequence will be given, and at least 1 trade-off decision will be discussed. There will be some panel discussions as well, and you'll have ample opportunity to informally act with your peers. Now, what this means is that this conference will not have any technical presentations. There won't be any sessions here for your system administrators, your IT pro people. There won't be any sessions for your developers or your webmasters or your web designers or even your end users. This is really a conference focused for the business leaders and the business stakeholders, those coming from the business side of the house who are responsible for SharePoint's ongoing success within their environment. We're going to hold this at a golf course instead of at a hotel. We're going to hold this at one of the premier golf courses in Minneapolis. It's called Rush Creek Golf Course in my hometown, Maple Grove. And you are welcome to stay after on Saturday and play some golf. I'm going to try and put several foursomes together and maybe have a little lunch afterwards. It's all informal. But if you play golf and you want to bring your sticks, let's see if we can get a nice round of golf in. 7,300-yard course. Usually when I play it, it's about 9,300 yards. So that'll tell you my level of play here. But this also means that we will not be having an exhibit hall. While we will have sponsors and we will have a sponsor reception, we will not have an exhibit hall per se. We're going to be capping our registration attendance at 175 individuals, and each paid attendee, the cost there is $14.95. We're going to ask that you register soon because the space is limited, and you can get a hold of myself if you need more information, or if you're interested in sponsoring the event, you can get a hold of Bonnie Surma at bonnie.surma@mindsharp.com. Look, this is a very unique conference, and it's unlike any other SharePoint conference that you're going to encounter in the market today. There's well over a dozen different conferences held every year on SharePoint just within the United States, and if you throw in the SharePoint Saturdays and the user groups, there's close to 100 of those different kinds of events you can go to. This is the only peer sharing conference that's focused and geared towards the business leaders and the business stakeholders who are responsible for SharePoint's success in their environment. I hope that you come, and that you come ready to learn and to participate and to share your best practices with others who are attending the conference. Thanks a lot, and let me know if you have any questions. You can just email me anytime. Thanks for listening.